Ara.
Yi ya doggy.
The music! It sort of worked. It sort of worked. Hi! Hi, guys. Let me turn the music down. Hi. Hello, I'm a sketch. We sketch. It's Artfee. Hello. Let me move myself over a little bit. I was fooling around a little bit. We're being a little fooly. I'm doing the fooly. Hello, guys. Long time no see. Yeah, we're drawing toasters and toaster accessories today. Actually, let me just bring up one thing. Oh, stop playing. Let's see here. I need I guys. My list of weird Joked-mech stuff. That's what I need. Hello. I'm in pencil. Yes. So we have a, so watch this though. This is the cool part, you guys. This is the cool part. Watch this. Watch. Oh. I can sketch on myself. I can finally be the evil villain I was meant to be. How do I look with like a unibrow? Yes. This is my final form. Yes. You cannot stop me. I've become complete. No top hat. Good point. He's got a point. Top hat. Top heavy. Oh yeah, then wait, now I need a monocle. Right, yeah, there we go. This is what I actually look like all the time. It's so cool, I'm so excited. Okay, so basically, does anyone here in chat, just throw it out, don't feel ashamed. Anyone in chat not know what Elysium Skiff is? Do we have any like super new people? It's been a hot minute since we've talked about it. No, shut up, Bleach. Iron Paper, hello, Small. But explain it again anyway. You guys are gonna make me do work. Oh, what now? I know all of you saying you know. Like, I know you guys know. Is Skiff what Deborah is from? Yes, says what Deborah is from. Deborah is from I have my audio too quiet. And Jeff, yes. Hold on, my thing's turned. That's my problem. Nope, this way. This way, that's better. You could still explain it again for those who don't know. Well, for those who don't know. Let me think a SparkNotes version of it. Sketch, the parody sketch about the movie Veed does. So basically, okay, for those who don't know, which apparently seems to be none of you, Elysium Skiff is a story that I'm currently working on, but I'm using it as an opportunity to have like a world building, like community world building situation. And yeah, storyboarding / planning. Yeah. So basically what it is, it's I've been calling it arcane punk for now. I don't really know if it doesn't really fit into a genre I found, but I think the closest thing we could call it would be arcane punk. But basically, it's I think, what did I say last time? Did I write it down in these notes? I did not. It was 1400s, I believe I said. 1400s, kind of fantasy, medieval-y type situation. But also throw in the Industrial Revolution, early 1500s. Okay. But also throw in the Industrial Revolution in some places, right? But basically what happens is you have all of that, but then there's also these things called the coils, right? Which are underground formations that appeared suddenly and randomly at some point in human history. No one knows where they came from, and no one remembers what life was like without them. But they're basically below ground. So you could have your metropolis up here, right? Your cities, your castles, and the castle situation. I don't know how to draw a castle quickly. You know, so you have your big city. Yeah, that's way too... That's not to scale. Here's your city. Here's your... You know, you got your farm stands and everything. It's very large and in charge, right? So, these coils exist, and you can go inside of them. Humans can go inside of them. It's a very hospitable area, and it's full of monsters. So there's resources. Sorry, the music's really loud in my head, so I'm gonna turn it down on my end, and then try to fix it on your guys' end. I need OBS. OBS. There you go. Monsters. There's monsters and resources that humans can go in with special equipment to go harvest. And then they use that to create convenience items. At least, I'm blushing. At least in my setting, the people that go in to harvest the resources from these use a lot of them to create convenience items. So, today, we are creating these convenience items. Now, it's okay if you don't have the whole details. It's okay. We can always cover stuff. If you're new and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about and would like more information, feel free to join my Discord. There's a whole section in there where people are submitting their ideas and their thoughts and asking questions there. Hello, Caboose! I'm like, thank you. I thought since we were doing kind of sketches, it would need to be a sketch. Thank you, Comstar. So yeah. It's been more of a collaboration type thing. Eventually, there will be a wiki. That's currently being worked on. And YouTube videos and voice acting. And it's kind of a major project. But it will be fun. So, if that's something you're interested in, feel free to join the Discord. But right now, we're making convenience items. So think toasters, ovens, toilets, elevators, cars. Like, think of things that we have nowadays. Not something quite as complicated as like a computer. But those sort of appliances that would be in the early 1500s. Now, you have to remember, some things have advanced quickly because of the resources in these coils. But some things have advanced slowly because they aren't affected by the resources in the coils. So, just because we have the ability to heat something up with a rock does not mean we have all the materials required to control that heat, right? Because we might be able to mine the rock, but we might not be able to smelt steel yet. I know we can smelt steel in that time frame, but you know, like just as an example. So, the other thing I'm going to let you guys know is I do not have a magic system locked down. I am lost in the sauce with the magic system. How the hell do you spell joke to Mac? You literally just spelt it. You literally just spelled it. Hell yeah. All right. So, I don't have a magic system locked down, so it's a little bit of a free-for-all. I figured, since I'm having such a hard time building it from the bottom up, we will build it from the top down and go from there. So, you guys get a free-for-all. Let me give you an example of something that I have created on my own, just to get the juices spinning, right? Yes, magical shields. So that's different than what this is. It's the same, like, rocks and stuff, but that's different because it's implanted in a body. But, so, one of the ones was an oven, right? So you have your oven, and you put in your gem, your stone. We've just been calling them stones. Like, you put your stone in it, and it makes heat. But we don't have, like, we don't have proper insulation, right, in this time. It doesn't exist. So you have to fill the walls of the oven with ice first that you froze using a different kind of Joktamek. So you have to fill the walls of this with ice first to insulate it and keep it cold so that it does not burn your house down, right? Or another example would be you have to put your food into a freezer and freeze it first so it's as hard as a rock, and then put it in an oven to cook it. Otherwise it will just turn into ash. Poo-poos. It'll turn into poo-poos. All right, do you guys understand the thought process here? Do we have any questions before we start going nuts? Oh, the one last thing. So these stones that I'm talking about, if you don't know, the magic stones are harvested from the coils. Think of them as very large batteries. They can power something for a certain amount of time, and then it's got to be taken back to the coil to be recharged. So they're like big batteries. Very, very expensive batteries. Now, they can't... Now, again, I don't have a magic system, so there's no limit on what they can do right now. There's no limit on, like, heating, cooling, propulsion, electricity, quote-unquote. So, there's no limits at the moment. Oh, you can actually recharge them as soon as they just had to acquire them where they were kind of used up and done. No, so the rich people have the ability to hand over their expelled stones, and then a company will take them, give them to some canaries or like some lesser people, and they will take them and they will recharge them in the coils, bring them back, and then deliver them back to you. It's incredibly expensive. But if you have enough money to have like a toaster in the 1500s, then it's fine. Are these things standardized? I'd say no. I'd say right now it's a very volatile market. Merchants and inventors are kind of going nuts. They're trying to see who can make the coolest, like the best item the fastest to become the standard. So as of right now, there's no like big standard, like everyone has the same type of oven. It is in fact very much a luxury item. So some people just have wood burning stoves. Hold on, I had a note about that. Hold on, where'd it go? Where did my note go? Oh, yeah. So, wood. Yeah, so, let me just give you guys a quick rundown. I really should do these, like, closer together so my brain doesn't forget things. Okay, so in the city, Torturous, where the main story takes place, you have the Lucian Quarters, which is the city that is built on top of the coil. You can't see that. I need to make my pencil bigger. Hold on. You have the Lucian Quarters, which is the city that's built up on top of the coil, right? These people are merchants, they're nobility, they're CEOs, they have lots of money, right? Now, the ones closer to the middle have less money. They're still pretty well off, but they have less money than the people out here by the walls, because the city has walls. So while the people out here might have really fancy stoves and a refrigerator and a toaster and like a radio, and they have like, you know, a TV or whatever, like these guys might have like, they might have like a freezer to keep their food secure, but then they might have like a wood burning stove. Now, there's another group of people, if you don't remember, that live down here in the bowl below. So the coil hangs in the middle of this, right? There's a bowl below, and there's people that live down here. And this is called the Strigan District. These people live in relative squalor. It's a slum. Lots of blue-collar workers, lots of factory workers. Think Industrial Revolution type living conditions and working conditions in the US. Lots of people getting hurt, lots of injuries, lots of illness. They do not have these sorts of things. So they have to require, you know, they have to rely on, you know, your basic, you know, finding running water and removing poop the old-fashioned way and storing food the old-fashioned way. Lots of like dried stuff, which is difficult to do because again, they're in a hole, right? How are you going to dry stuff in a hole? Maybe there's a thing for that. Who knows? So, all right. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Hello, Robo. Yes, okay, I'm gonna try to get back in chat because I went on a little bit of a rant, so I'm gonna try. Don't handcrafted bespoke ovens. Exactly. See, he gets it. Arcus gets it. The more you include hors d'oeuvres in the background, no! No, we're not. Oh my god. What if hors d'oeuvres became everything? Better view for the rich looking away from the city. Exactly. The peasants. Rolls downhill. Blah, blah, blah. 20 people per apartment. Hold up. Richer people live by the wall. Correct. I mean, for the poors, you could have companies set up storage dehydrated. Yeah, so like that's possible. There's also people, and I haven't talked about this a whole lot, I don't think. There's people from the Strigan district that illegally enter the coil. And I've been calling them ravens. Ooh, ravens, so edgy and cool and dark, right? So ravens illegally against the law. They illegally enter the coil and then they scoop, scrap, scruff up everything they can and then they take it back down. So they can get stuff that way. So if someone does have like a toaster, they can give it to a raven and the raven can take it up and bury it and recharge it and bring it back. So like they're not totally without, but it's an underground black market sort of situation, right? So they carry stuff. Well, everybody is able to carry stuff except for the people that are sick or injured. Got a job for you, 621. I'm handing my fridge so my poor neighbor doesn't steal it. Yeah, see, okay, yeah, you guys are getting the point. So we kind of have like idea for ovens. We have ideas for I feel like a toaster would work like a tiny oven, you know, like a toaster oven. I feel like a company would kind of implement that in like a smaller scale, right? Would you say there would be taking carry-ons out of the place? What do you mean? Like they would take stuff? Like carry-on. Oh, like dead meat? Are you making a pun? Are you making a pun at me? Are you punning at me? And it took me 12 years to figure it out? Is that what just happened? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Thank you. How many times can I get you to write carry-on in one stream? There are no other consumer goods besides toasters. Yes. Okay, so I was trying to figure out a toilet. Oh yeah, another funny one I came up with was that like to purify water, like it has to go through a coil made of magic metal, which is the other resource people pull out of it. Of the coils, it has to go through like a magic metal coil 32 times. And then it's pure. But there's no reason why. I mean, there is a reason, but do we know the reason? You know, that's really the question we have to ask ourselves. So why is the toaster magical? It's water filtration, yeah. The reason is so companies can sell you 32 times the amount of coils. Kinda, maybe, who knows? The companies in this, so like as you can tell, there's like a massive stratification of social status, right? The people above, the people above have all the money, they're doing good, they have flower gardens, parks, and go see the theater on a regular basis, you know. And then down here we have itty bitty money, and they're living like 13 people to one shed, and they're pooping in the back. You know what I mean? That's it. I know, it's crazy. I know. We're breaking tropes here. They do in fact live in a society. Almost two societies. Almost two separate societies, right? So, yeah. So instead of companies say merchant leagues to make it more old-timey, I had like this is why I need the wiki so that so I can organize my own thoughts. Like, what I mean is, why is it magic used to generate electricity, but instead it's used as a rechargeables per device? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's more fun this way, and that's like the main reason. Now electricity doesn't, like, it exists in like lightning, right? But it's not like electric company, right? Because there are wires and stuff that come off the coil. It does produce some level of energy, which does go through magic metal wires and like provide electricity, for lack of a better word. But it's not something that's like widely available that you would be able to like pipe to every single house. It produces bad vibes. Electricity produces bad vibes. So it radiates magic. There's an energy that comes from it. It's not something that you could like hold like a satellite up to and then have something like the energy pipe down into something else. But it does have an energy to it. A plumbus. Like a plumbus? Plumbus. Are the pipes made of lead? No. So the other, for those who don't know, so the main resources that are pulled from a coil are stones, right? Those are pulled directly from monsters. I won't go too far into that because there's a whole nother stream where we cover that. So there's stones, and then there's also magic metal that is mined. So canaries, formerly helldivers, canaries will harvest the stones from monsters, and then magic metal is the other resource, which is just kind of just hanging out in the coil like, you know, rock wood, right? And those are harvested by miners, so it's mined. I wonder why they're no longer named helldivers. I know, right? That's super weird why they're not called that anymore. So magic metal is not like a known metal that we would have in the real world. It is a separate metal. It's just been called magic metal. It is it does release a toxic vapor. It's toxic to humans, specifically when it gets contact with fluids. Do they fight over territory? So that's why the canaries are so important, because the canaries are the ones that like are like a forward vanguard type squad. And then if your company's canaries move deeper into the coils and hash out new spots that have, you know, magic metal in them, you can then send your miners to go and get it before another company can. Canaries have a lot of other uses, but like I said, I won't go into too much detail with those guys because we did already do a whole stream about them. If being by the energy too long, can it cause abnormalities in people, magic over generations? So no, being inside the coil itself is toxic, but it's not because of being exposed to like the energy inside the coil. There's toxic fumes in the air, and so when miners and canaries go in, they need gas masks, and obviously there's monsters, and it's dark, and it's cave system. Yes, many monster farts kill many miners. Many monster farts kill many miners. Wonder what device would be to make soda. Okay, good, Goose. Thank you. All right, let's go. Let's figure that out. So, how do soda work? So you have a soda stream, right? Just pulling from the real world. You have a soda stream, which basically just pressurizes CO2 into water, right? Okay, Bleach, I need you to go get your soda stream. I need you to tear it apart and tell me what's inside of it. Right? Okay, so we have our soda stream. So basically you put in the CO2 canister in the back, right? and it pressurizes, it just pushes the CO2 into the bottle, right? And it pressurizes it. And boom, you get, and then you add the syrup, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's the carbonation I'm curious about. Okay, so let's think on that. What if we didn't have access to CO2, right? Because it's the 1500s. It's not like we're gonna have canisters of CO2 just laying around. That's not right. So what would we do? How do you carbonate something if you don't have a canister of gas, right? That seems impossible. Steam pressure. Okay. If I fed a Dorito to one of the peasants, would it kill them? I don't think so. You ferment it, V. Okay. Damn, Dev's out here with just actual facts. Okay, so we don't need... Okay, now how do you make that notoriously complicated? We want it to be fast, so how do we make fermentation faster? You can warm it up. So if we warmed up... So if you took, like, a glass bottle... Right? Yeah, fermenting is funnier. We got to remember, we're not looking for efficiency here. Efficiency is our lowest priority. Absolutely 100%. Right? We don't want efficiency, guys. What would make fermentation difficult is where I would start. Well, let's see. Back in the day, they used a stick. Right? They had the magic... mead stick because it had yeasty boys on here and they stuck it in the mead and they stirred it. I don't know, like, so this process is incredibly not difficult. Soda suddenly became very easy because I forgot people made soda back in the day. So you have your bottle. Monster parts are filled. Okay, so they wouldn't be monster parts, right? I don't think. Oh, there you go. Filtered coil gas, but I don't know. I don't think, so this is like an upper class thing too. I don't think they would want to use monster parts or coil gas. I know what you're thinking and I smell what you're stepping in. Okay, so we have, okay, so what if, I have an idea, right? You put a cork in it, right? You put a cork in your bottle, but then there's like a mechanical thing, right, that goes on top of your bottle. And you put a stone in it or whatever have you, right? And it slowly pushes down on the cork. So like this is fermenting like normal, right? This is doing its ferment like you would normally have. But then it's like, it's almost like the opposite of a wine opener. So you'd have like the lid of your bottle, or the opening of your bottle, and you'd have a cork in it. And then it would be, yeah, kind of like the Japanese soda bottles, and then you'd have your cork. If you dropped a stream budget, no, it's gone up. And then you'd have like something that would like lock on with handles. A wood gas is a thing that could probably make it pressurized, saying it's a byproduct of making charcoal. Well, I don't think making the gas is the problem, because Dev brought up a good point that like fermenting makes CO2, right? We're just finding a silly way to silly way to pressurize it. I think that's where people are getting stuck. You push down the glass ball and break your hand. Yeah. So there's this mechanical thing, and it, like, as time goes on, it's fermenting, which is building pressure up in here, right? But then this slowly pushes down on the cork. Right? And then it just, I don't know how that would look. Yes, Robo, there you go. Now you're finally understanding the point of these. It's supposed to be inefficient. We don't want efficiency. It's not fun. I'm glad you finally caught on, buddy. All right. Oh yeah, so maybe like it would have like, it would have to have something that would like push it. A centrifuge? Why? How would that work? Man, fuck you. Hey, I'm sorry if you're a little slow, buddy. I can only do so much for you, okay? Alright, we're gonna move them down there. His processors can be a little funny sometimes. As a Rube girl, yeah, see, Bleach gets it. Alright, so yeah, so it's some kind of like, some kind of mechanism. I don't know. There would have to be multiple joints, right? That would have to like push down. Listen, if you wanted inefficient stuff, you could use explosions to generate gas pressure. Adds a chance of random explosions and deadly shrapnel. There we go. That's a fantastic idea. That's fantastic. That's wonderful. Okay. Okay, I should put like, mark this so if I go back on stream, I know what this is. You can spin it long enough, it freezes? You might want to stand back. Anyone making... There's like soda shops, right? There's soda shops, but they're like highly dangerous. And they have to like sell their soda outside of the building. Because there's constant explosions. So what if there's an atmospheric issue that causes carbonate? So bottling it would have to spin it to keep it from doing so. That would affect the world, wouldn't it? If like there's an atmospheric issue. Every 10 soda gets a free amputee. Alright, so I'm thinking like as pressure goes up in the bottle, right? This goes down. It's not about the world, V, it's about the soda. Oh my god, and then call it soda pop! Okay, okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. How? Okay. Okay, we're fuck the fermentation. It makes too much sense. We have to make it worse. Okay, how do you use an explosion? How do you use an explosion to make gas? You just throw in like a firecracker into a jug and it makes, and you keep it sealed? Would that do that? No, magic metal makes you blind. Okay, so soda. I'm gonna have to like go back and review this VOD. Forcing air down a pipe. Okay, so we have a pipe. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Robo. This seems like something else. Yeah, an engine. Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. A fancy air gun? Yeah. A fancy air gun. Alright, so we have our pipe. And there's a piston. Alright, so... Okay, in an attempt to somehow use this stream to figure out the magic system, I'm going to once again use you guys as slave labor. Sealed blast vessel with a funnel end that quickly caps the bottle as it blows it off the end of the tube. Oh my god. But the canister would be a piston with a bunch of black powder. And you have to catch it. Yes. They have one person whose job is to catch the soda bottles flying off. Okay. So basically, piston comes down. Or that. What happens if a banana sends a link in a Twitch stream? It gets banned. Oh! That's a good one. Banana. All right, so these are really terrible drawings. I'm sorry. But okay, piston comes down. It's a funnel, right? It's funnel. Bottle goes on the funnel, right? Forces gas. So, okay, so we have the liquid. Here's the soda. Wait, no, gas. Gas is in here. Farts here. Gas. Okay, then your explosion is up here. Your explosion is up here. It's in this container. Superheat gas and then rapidly cooling, creating a vacuum, and then you open a valve forcing air to rapidly push itself inside. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this entire VOD so I can take notes, you guys. Alright, so then this is where the explosion is. Right? So then the explosion forces this piston down. Here's the bottle, right? Okay. Forces this piston down. This is not the perfect schematic. Please just bear with me. I'm not an engineer. There are no wizards. Harry's not a wizard. All right. So explosion up here pushes piston down, which then pushes all this gas down into the bottle, which then self-seals. So it's like a rubber cap. These CAD drawings are, I used to CAD. Right? So there's a cap here, like a rubber cap that self-seals because science. Yeah, Robo, if you can build this and test this. I'm not responsible if you get hurt, but just know you would get extra points if you did. I was wondering what was going on. Hold on a second. Bye. Okay, we're back. All right, let's go back over here. All right, back over here. If you got hurt or tested it, I'm not responsible if you get hurt. Black powder potato gun, but it makes soda. All right, yeah. So this is our soda pop. Can I hold on? I'm gonna figure out how to do a stream marker quick so that I can go back and see this entirely insane fueled rant. Give me a moment. We used to have a thing that would do it. Stream marker, where are you? Clip that. No, I want stream marker. Add stream marker with description. There you go. Soda pop. Oh man, 45 minutes. Okay. Soda. Okay, we have soda. Now we need something else. No one wants to hit the toaster. I can't believe no one wants to do a toaster. Can there be someone loading the soda into the canister? I mean, yeah. Like, some of the stuff would have to be, like, ridiculously manual. Absolutely. I didn't do the toaster. I did the oven. Oh, yeah, because I was saying that the toaster oven would probably be a thing. No, we're not doing a reveal of it. No, no, no. Here's a toaster, guys. Oh, yeah, so basically the explosion from the soda would be caused by the stone, I'm thinking. Like an e-scooter, but batshit. Yeah? Well, okay, let's do transportation. We can do transportation. But smaller. So if you had a carriage, if you needed to overcomplicate and over-mechanicalize a carriage, what would you do? No. We have a carriage. Reinvent the horse. Just a sled. Heat source. Okay, we can do that. I am going to challenge you guys to be a little bit more creative than just using the stones as heat sources. Well, that makes sense. It's not as silly as I would like, right? There was an idea that was getting tossed around where there's like an energy source, right? But instead of it being like a car, you know, it had like mechanical spider legs, so there would be like a sled in the back. This was an idea I had help, but this is an idea I had. Right, so there's like a sled in the back, right? But then up front, it was like spooter legs. Mechanical spooter legs. That drug the back end behind it. So this would be like anti-skid material. Right? And then the spooter legs would like drag the carriage along. Could you attach a plow to it? Well, since the spider legs are in the front, I guess I could drag a plow. Maybe? You also have to remember, though, that these kind of like a wind-powered sculpture that wandered. Yeah. Those are so creepy. I love them. You have to remember, though, right? Like, they're on a battery. And while it's a pretty hefty battery, it's not a gasoline engine. And it's not a diesel engine. We shaped like a shrimp. Should we shrimple it a little bit? So it wouldn't have, like, the power, maybe? For that. That would probably still have to be manual labor. Now, again, because I don't really have a magic system, like, pegged down, I don't know, like, how much kilojoules of energy comes from each stone. You know what I mean? Slapping the shit out of it until it's heated enough. Slave labor for the price of bread. Perfect. Shrimp wiggle wiggle. So we'll make it shrimply shaped. It kind of looks like those teardrop, like, camper trailers, I think. Magic stored in the stones. So if that makes sense. So, like, this would be something that you would, like, use to get from, like, you know, your house to the shops. You wouldn't go to another country in this. There's not enough charge, right? This is like your scooter, but instead of a scooter, it's a carriage. Hold on, I'm just trying to make this thing make sense. Make it make sense. So how are the legs powered? I don't know. That's why we're doing this. It's a good question. There you go. Still use ropes and stuff like a horse? Yeah, cool. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. So, like, maybe instead of having, like, the legs, like, right there, maybe they're, like, kind of, let me think. They're, like, ahead a little bit, right? And then there's, like, a driver that has, you know, like, here's another leg. Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, a stone in each joint makes sense to me. And then having, like, a driver up front. This is biblically accurate crab carriage. What a bad day to have a flat crab, you say? I know. I mean, it kind of looks like a hermit crab, doesn't it? So you would have a little man. Thank you, Drifter. Have a little man in a top hat driving your car, right? Your crab car. He sits here. He does a big sit, and he's got his, I don't know. Maybe he's got ropes. Maybe he's got a steering wheel that's attached to ropes. No, I like the steering wheel. It looks good. That's got a nice aesthetic to it, right? The man doesn't have a top hat. He's a robber, and this is a scam. Yes. So then, I don't know. I start each joint powering a small Stirling engine. What's a Stirling engine? Roomba chariot. Oh no. Let's see. Let's make the sled a little more like... I like the idea of having like a sled in the back versus wheels because it would be a very bumpy ride. A simplified steam engine? Alright, so then you have your door, right? Because you gotta get in and out. With your fancy pants. And then you need stairs because you're fancy pants. Like those office toy engines that you can run with a tea light. I'm gonna look it up. I don't know what that is. Oh, interesting. Is there a video? There's a video. Make it move. Make it move. There you go. Oh, he's got just like a big lighter. Spin. Spin. Interesting. Okay, so we can do a Stirling engine. We don't have to though, because you guys, like the stones can be the energy source. They don't necessarily have to only heat. You know what I mean? All right, here's your stairs. Because fancy pants people need stairs, right? And they need a handle. Okay, so instead of heat, it blows wind into the legs somehow. Mana power legs sounds too straightforward. Magic the movement like Atlantis. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna have detailed crafting of every little thing. I'm not that insane. How about legs move like how spider legs actually move? With muscles? Wait. Do spiders have muscles? They don't have a skeleton. Pressurized fluid. There you go. And then, I don't know, maybe there's like a back window. You guys are like, yeah, how are we going to make the spider legs move? I'm like, yeah, pretty window in the back. What kind of thing do the stones carry? Is it just energy? Is it elemental forces like fire stone, ice stone? Okay, so maybe we should take here. Let me do crab car. Let me just mark this on the stream for myself, please and thank you. Crab car. Boom. That was significantly faster than the soda, I will tell you what. AO pneumatics. Okay, so we need to figure out, because this is where I think a couple people are having hangups. Myself included, right? Myself incredibly included. Try not to burp directly into the mic. Okay, so right now, I don't have a magic system for the stones. I don't know. I will say, I don't want them to have elemental forces. I don't want one to be like a fire stone and a water stone and an earth stone and an air stone. That's not what I want, right? Right now, as of this 1 second in my brain, as I've decided, they do carry energy. Now, that doesn't mean they can't be combined with things to make them do other weird things, right? This is an imperfect science. Okay? Because when they're inserted into people, they do weird things. Right? Tiny legs! Inserted into a man, they can produce like a magical energy sword, right? But inserted into a wayman, they can produce magical energy shield, right? Neko Kamikuru, thank you for the Prime sub. Hello. Thank you, thank you. So they do weird stuff when introduced to other stuff. Okay? Does that make sense? Like right now our options are endless because I haven't put restrictions on anything yet, because I haven't found restrictions that make sense. If that makes sense. Is there a straight up mana energy they admit? Can it be used the way I described, where they sucked up from mana to imbue a bullet with mana? You can't like take, it's not mana. I don't want to call it mana because I don't want to confuse people. It's not mana. It's not like magic in the fantasy sense of it. You cannot like take a stone and like put it up against like a bullet, and now that bullet has that stone's energy in it. Does that make sense? Chat craze restrictions. I know, I'm sorry. The magic system has honestly been the hardest part of this entire thing. I have been so stuck on it. It's literally been I think it's been like 2 years now I've been stuck on this. This project has been in my brain a lot longer than it's been out of my brain. So I don't know. Okay, so use stones turn certain solids metals into molten metals, but at room temperature or vice versa. Shoulda read Dune. I know, right? Arrakis. The Gomjaba. Just pull me in based on Fairy Tail's magic system. I hate Fairy Tail though. That's why I dislike the concept of magic. Playing rules to it makes it a science, not magic anymore. It's inherently a paradoxical concept. I mean, it's whatever. I'm just trying to use language that people understand. Not like that, but like, can there be a mechanism to extract the magical energy out of the stone to use for stuff, like pumping it into an object or causing explosion? Fun fact, Fairy Tail sucks. Yeah, so basically, that's what these appliances would be doing. They would be taking the energy from the stone and then using it for stuff. So there would have to be some kind of draw. There'd have to be something that would like draw the energy from the stone, right? Again, I don't have this figured out yet. Draw the energy from the stone, put it in something else in some form, and then use it to produce another thing. Yes, your magical arquebus would work, yes. Any technology is arbitrarily advanced enough is indistinguishable from magic. If that is that make sense? I don't have something that converts it. I don't have science or anything like that, and I don't have anything like I don't have that yet. I don't even know if that is something I need. You know what I mean? Like sometimes at some level, guys, we can just be like, it does this because it does this. You know, we don't have to answer every single tiny question, right? Okay, so for the carriage, have a stone hooked up to each leg. It's feeding mana into the leg extends, and you have another one contracting leg, which I think is suitably insane. Yes, that's a good way to, yes, I agree, Joey. So we have a leg. Like, let's draw the leg. Let's just draw just a blast out, a blown up leg. It's not even blown out, but it's fine. They're pointy. Maybe they're not pointy. They tear up the streets if they're pointy. I want cobblestone streets too. Yes, you gotta do it one of two ways. Either you go into detail and make it a science, or you don't explain shit. All they really need to know is rocks and runes and some means of command make stuff happen. Give them little shoes. Okay. We'll give them a little shoe. Oh. Give him a little shoe. Alright, just a heads up, an ad for those not subscribed will be starting in about 30 seconds. So if you need to take a break at non-subscribed people, it's coming up. Pete's. Yeah, a little tiny shoe for your leg. Okay, so you have two stones. This one pushes. This one pulls. Obviously not in those directions, but you get the idea. And then in this joint, you would have two stones. One pushes. One pulls. Right? And then you have the little peats. Put one stone in the shoe and another one at the end, and they're attracting and repulsing each other, kind of like magnets. It is way better and also insane. Yes. It's actually just a little piece of fishing wire that goes like this. And like on a string, like on a spool.
I like this fancy new filter effect. Nice going, V.
Thank you, Otter. I thought it would be fun to become a sketch since we're sketching. All right. Stampedes. You don't like crab cars? Oh yeah, that's right. We have magic metal that handles the magical energy. No, my fishing line! No! To CAD critiques. We're building a potato gun that's more kitchen. Wait. We're brainstorming a toaster that's more potato gun than kitchen appliance. Like, yeah, no, you got a point. You got a point there. That one makes sense. That one would make sense. Okay. So we have crab car. We have soda production. Right? What else? We have, so I have television already figured out. TV. Air quotes on TV. It's more of a hologram. They're actually, it's not even more of a hologram. They're like Force Ghosts. Think Force Ghost on your TV. 3D Force Ghost as your television. So, but 90% of people in both the Strigan district and the Lucian quarters do not have one in their home. You would have to go to like a public space because they are very big and they're very complicated and they are large and in charge. So you would have to you'd have to like go someplace. So like Strike District has one hollow, I don't know what to call them yet, but one hologram area, right? And then like there'd be like, you know, like taverns up top would have them. And then maybe there's like one big one at the park. And then like, you know, like the castle would have its own, you know, stuff like that. Need a blender to make smoothies. How about those little grab arms to reach things just beyond your reach as a new convenience? Yes, and they're shaped like T-Rex mouths. And they got a stone in them, and if you chomp it up and down too fast, it explodes. Beautiful. Yeah, so I don't just have it close at some absurd PSI. They're like, do an improved grabby hands, but not for use with children because it like will snap, and they're made out of metal. So they will snap closed with the force enough to break a finger if you're not careful. This is like fantasy Chernobyl? Kinda, yeah. Yeah, no, that's accurate. That's pretty accurate. The Neckos run the Necco News Network and then ensnare the rivals of Fox. Yes. Maybe it's got these little, they're not teeth legally, right? They're just grippers to help you grip the things more easily. And become a grenade spontaneously, yes. He's sad. Give the rich some Skechers. Oh my god, look at this lad. This is me when I wake up every morning. Oh, we could talk about lights. Let's do lights. Lights are fun. I think I had something for lights, but I couldn't really pin down. Where'd it go? Where'd my thing go? There it is. We're doing the light bulb. Let's go. Let's see. Oh, guys, yeah. So I also have like an MRE heater type situation. I would like to share with you. I think you guys will really appreciate it. This one's locked in. We're not adding to this one. This one's perfect. This one's perfect the way it is. So it's not being changed, right? This is locked in. This is a for sure. Nothing's changing with this one. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? You put in meat, right? And there's a chemical reaction in a sealed container, and it comes out cooked, but at the same temperature it went in at. It doesn't heat. It's not an exothermic reaction. It just cooks it. So you put in 70-degree chicken, and out comes 70-degree cooked chicken. You put in 30-degree steak, and it comes back out cooked 30-degree steak. And it's like an MRE heater that you would take into the coils with you. Right? So you put frozen meat into it. It cooks. It comes out frozen, but fully cooked. Yeah. I don't know what an MRE is. How many streams of mine have you missed? Meal ready to eat? He's trolling. Oh. One day I will understand Otter's jokes. Meals rejected by everyone. That's true. Although the maple pork one wasn't too bad. Ha 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 ha. I'm sorry. I normally just assume Otter is dumb. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. All right. Yeah. Okay. So that would be what you take into the coil to cook your meals. So your meals are going to be the same temperature coming out as they are going in. So into separate piles. No. That's too magical, Joey. That's too far. That's too convenient. That's too incredibly convenient. So yeah, it's back to the light bulb. Back to the light bulb. Alright, so you got your normal light bulb, right? We'll start with the basics. Joey, no! Joey, no! Alright, this is a very nice light bulb. It looks like a mushroom. Just put a rock in liquid. And then you got your little metally bit, right? Light bulb. Light bulb. And then you got your coil, right? And you go beep, 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 beep. And then your light bulb. Right? Boom, light bulb. Chris brought out the MRE here, and I thought you were going to suggest a meat powder light bulb. Oh, that's a good... No, I'm just kidding. So we have a lantern. The bottom is made out of magic metal. This can withstand the heat of the thermite. You light the thermite and boom light. Okay, so where are we getting thermite from, Robo? They threw glow. Where's the thermite coming from? I don't know how much thermite they had in the 1500s. I stretch. Like striker stripes? They had napalm in the Byzantine times. Okay. Bang swish. Alright, so. Isn't like thermite explosive though? Like, doesn't it just burn really bright and then turn into nothing? Like, that'd be more for like a flashbang, wouldn't it? Or am I thinking something else? Not explosive, really. It's highly reactive. Okay, half of you are saying yes, half of you are saying no. It's a slow hot burn. Okay. Alright, so that's an option. But I feel like it's not the right vibe. The vibes are off. The vibes are off on the thermite. Right? But someone did say, what if you had, like... 171, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the meat hall. Alright, so, like, someone did say something about throwing a stone into water, though, and I kind of like that. Because, like, magic metal reacts to liquid, so why wouldn't the stones? Means of getting liquid fuel. Stone in special liquid. Okay. Maybe it needs the blood of a monster. Maybe it needs a blood of a monster. Right? And it reacts. Oh yeah. Wait. Wait, hold on. Okay. Right, remember when we were making Deborah? We were making the Diabora. Deborah had bioluminescent spit. Do you remember that? Deborah's spit glowed. So what if you had to fill the lantern? It's her spit. What if you had to fill the lantern with Diabora's saliva, e-girl's spit? Yeah, so you guys are smelling what I'm stepping in, right? Hold on, I got a cough. I got too excited. Everyone works. Right. Right, so you have a little ball, little lantern, right? Filled with fluids that we've now established is Diabora spit. Deborah, please spit in the bottle, Deborah. And then you put one of the stones in it. And the reaction between the bioluminescent spit and the stone makes it very, very bright. Goodbye, hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the meat hall. Thank you. Right, it's like an upside down light bulb. And then, you know, you got cork in it. Raymundo, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the meat hall. I got a little nervous. I haven't had that many follows that quick in a long time. I swear it was a bot raid. I was like, oh no. 2 people like me. This is so weird. Right, so you just yuck your stone in there. And then you got like a leather, you know, like a leather container type strappy doohickey to contain it. Right? You gotta contain. And then if you get like a big bottle of Diabora spit, which I would imagine is incredibly expensive, you could have like bullseye lanterns, right? You could just put like shrouds on them that direct the light into one direction. And then, you know, like that. Paying for goth girl spit? Kinda, in a way. And then, yeah. So then not only is it's like a blue light, like a blue, greeny, eerie light. Like, you know, like glow in the dark. In this case, you cannot fix her. She will eat you. Oh, Taylor, let me explain to you what Diabora is. Hold on a second. Let me find a picture. Give me a moment. I will, I'll show you. Let me get Deborah here. Deborah. There's a video for Deborah too. Deborah's got a video. Let me see here. Diabor is one of the few monsters I've actually have a whole thing for. Let me see. Where you at? Open. Boom. There's Deborah! Oh Lord, she coming! Yeah, so this is Deborah. This is what you have to get the spit from. Right here. Snake with arms and a hingeable jaw. And when you make a vacuum cleaner by having a stone that just has super magnetic like attraction towards certain things, you put it in the ungodly sturdy cradle and just suck, suck, suck. So, for those that don't know, this is Deborah. When we speak about Deborah. Yep, you have to get this for... Well, it's not even rich people lights, right? Like if you're a canary or a miner and you need to get into the coils to do your job, right? You need light source. You need a light source. So how do you get a light source? You need spit. I'm sure there would be some like level of alternative, but maybe there's not. Nothing's preventing people from using oil lamp as candles. Modern technology does exist, like times in that, like technology during that time frame of the 1500s. You just have to, you know, like that stuff has to be available. I'm trying to think of what, you know, so like candles would probably be a thing. I don't think the gas, like I wouldn't make the gas in the coils explosive or anything, so you don't have to worry about like setting gas on fire. But yeah, you'd have to worry about smoke. Oh, I wonder if fire would work well in the coils though, because it's harmful to humans. So I don't know how much oxygen is actually in the coil for a fire to burn. So that's a question that might need answering. So candles and torches might not work, depending on the gas makeup in the coil, in the cave itself. We don't know. We don't know. Pitch soaked on a rig and a stick with standard torch for fantasy worlds. It's true. Now you need advice for storing oxygen for people to breathe. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let me mark the stream. What are we gonna call this? We just call it like a... Part of me just wants to call it a spit lamp, much like a spit take. I'm just gonna call it spit lamp. Because why not? It's a lamp with spit in it. A really long hose. So everyone that goes into the coils needs to have a gas mask. Now, if that has some kind of fancy filtration system, perhaps they figured out technology that allows them to use the stones to filter out the magic metal. Perhaps we can use Joey's vacuum type situation where the magic metal fumes are attracted to the stones that are in the canisters, so it lets normal air through but collects the magic metal fumes in the canister, like filters them out that way. It's being sold to nobility, maybe glow bulb or venom light. Oh yeah, that's true. Well, we'll call it, how about like down below they'll call it a spit lamp, and then up above they call it a venom light. Sounds super cool. Wasn't there a sketch of the gear? I don't believe I had a sketch of the gear. I have a list of the gear, but I do not have a sketch. Let me see. Show more files. Sorry, I'm just going through I'm trying to find my files. Well, I have one somewhere. I just don't know where it is now. Helldive collab. It's been so long. Oh, Canary Gear. Here we go. Eventually, it'll be in a wiki. Yeah. Yeah, like, right now all this stuff is kind of in my head and on, like, assorted Google documents. Eventually there will be a wiki. Alright, I'm just going to sleep. I'm just going to... Oh, but I will note this down and try to make some stuff for later. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you for coming, Goose, and hanging out. How much of this down so I actually remember it? Yeah, no, I feel that. I'm in the same boat. Haha. Because I'm imagining old-time diving suit with a bunch of water pipes running close to body to cool the magic user. Okay, yeah, no. Okay, did I sketch that? No, that's not what it looks like. It's not clunky, at least for the canaries. So the miners don't have suits. It's not something that the fumes do not harm the skin. The fumes harm mucous membranes. So think mouth, nose, eyes, potentially butthole, right? So it's not something that you would need like a full body suit for. So you would have like the gas mask, right? Most canaries have something called a guard system, a guard cooling system. Sorry, try not to snort into the microphone. It is a suit that is used for cooling. It's not big and clunky. This is like one of the few like higher tech, I guess we could call it, like air quotes. Think of it like, you know those heating vests you can get that have like the hot coils through it, but they're like thin and close to the body? Or like you can buy cooling vests like that too. It's sort of like that. And you can get them like in a full body, like kind of like a neoprene wetsuit type thing. Or you can get it like where it's just like a swimming suit with shorts kind of situation. But it would be like an underlayer, so that would go like under your armor. Water cooled vest for like PC. Yeah, CC. Yeah, you get it. So like that would be like your first layer would be your guard cooling system, and then you would put on like your clothing and then your armor and then like your face mask, your gas mask, face mask situation, and then anything else you have. So Sunabozu. Oh, Desert Punk. Man, it's been a while since I've seen that. Yeah, like sorta, but not. I'm trying to think of what the actual suit looks like. I haven't watched that anime, so I've just seen clips of it. Or you could just Jeff it out, right? So the canaries that use the Joktemek, which is the name of everything that uses the stones. The canaries, when they use the stones for their magical swords and their shields, right? It produces an immense amount of body heat. So then their cooling system flushes and it keeps them from overheating and dying of a stroke, right? But normal miners wouldn't, people that don't have like installed Joktemek in their bodies wouldn't need that, so they wouldn't have that. But for the most part, it's literally like a gas mask. Like you would have a gas mask. You wouldn't even necessarily have like a visor if you're poor, right? Like most miners are very poor. You wouldn't even have like a visor that protects your eyes, maybe. You would literally just have like, oh no, you would need a visor because it affects your eyes. Yeah, so you would have a visor. But like maybe it doesn't steal the best. You know, like it's hand-me-down from the last guy that died on the shift before you. Sort of thing. No, it does not automatically jerk them off. Yeah, Taylor, that's the whole idea. Taylor gets it. We had a big upheaval in the Discord when we renamed them from Helldivers to Canary. There was a bit of an upheaval there. I'm glad we changed them though. Because that would have been bad. So what about the TV and documentary crews up? Those are they're kitted out. So they wouldn't have the cooling suits. They wouldn't have a guard system because they don't have joke to mech. But you know, they would have a full mask. Right? Probably like maybe like a hard hat type situation, like a helmet. Cause you know, watch out for falling rocks. And then they'd probably have like, you know, like press armor. You know, like not a bulletproof vest obviously, but they would have like a small amount of armor. They're not the ones that should be fighting, right? They're not fighting anything, but you know, like relative protective gear. Like spelunking gear. Wah! That was weird. Canaries protect the miners. You're so happy about that. It's so cute how happy you are about that. So many notes ruined? I'm sorry. I've said it before though. I know I've talked about that before. That it's not like a big diving suit. I remember having this conversation before. They would have a rich patron buying their stuff. Yeah. But miners are very, very expendable. So they just get like, they get their company issued gas masks and then they show up to work in overalls. In their Carhartts. Just about the point we had to rename. Oh yeah. No, I feel that. Same though. I am glad we did though. That would have ended up really bad. Yeah, kind of like Lethal Company. Kind of a lot like Lethal Company. The press crew has a commissar-like character to make sure the canaries don't run. Nah, the canaries... So the press that follows the canaries follows specific canaries that are well known to be entertaining and both very good at their job. Like, not every canary cage gets a TV crew behind them. It's the ones that are like, they're super cool at their job, or they're very strong, or they're very hot and sexy, and they're very personable, and or like they have very good dynamic that makes for good television, sort of thing. Try my best to give you self-insert. So those ones end up getting like the TV crew behind them. But then they're not really like fighting monsters, right? Like they're fighting monsters, but it's all, you know, there's guards for the TV crew and it's kind of scripted. And like if the fight isn't interesting enough, the director will be like, hey, can someone pretend your leg is broken to make it a little bit more dramatic? And like, can you just lay down in front of the monster? And then like Jim will come in and murder it at the last second, you know? Fucking Kardashians of canaries. Exactly! Okay, how about instead of a device that splits an animal into consistent parts, how about a device that turns a bunch of consistent components you put into it into a melded mush? Are you okay, Joey? Are you okay? Hold on, I'm doing a big oh, my back just popped. Oh, I'm doing a big stretch. He wants the chimeras. What if instead of whatever Joey said, you give a guy a big heavy hammer? That could be a thing. For those who've ever watched Guilty Crown, like they're like, oh, the weapon is the shape of your soul. Then why is the cute pink girl got a giant sword? What's wrong with you? Ha da 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 da. Yeah, so the weapons that each person gets, like when they get their joke to mech installed, right? So like, you know, if you got Chad here, you're like, hello, I'm Chad. And I'm a big guy. And I do big guy heavy things. And I get a big hammer. But then you have like, you have Phil here, who's light and skinny and fest on his feet, and maybe he gets like a rapier, right? You know, like that sort of deal. I don't know what weapon you would get. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I've not thought about Guilty Crown in years. I haven't finished it. It was one of those animes I just dropped before the end, like right before the end. My favorite thing I ever come up with that V isn't using is still a Flesh Colossus, which is essentially a pile of meat that's moving around randomly because leftover magic piloting the meat parts. Oh, I can't do it to myself. I don't want to have to draw that, Joey. I don't want to draw it. I don't want to draw the meat pile. Blech. Blech. Meat pile. Yeah, Joey, tell you what, if you draw the meat colossus, I will include the meat colossus. But you need to draw it first. Well, I hope you stay safe, Caboose. I hope it's not as bad as last time. Storms do be crazy lately, though. There's my meat pile. It looks like a pile of turds. Everybody in chat wants to show me their meat colossus. Yeah, you have to DM it to Kami first. Talked about magic stone heaters before for rich people. Yeah, that one's pretty basic, I think. That would be like... Although, what if it was just like a bucket with stones? I think there's something to be explored about the stones reacting with like monster parts. Because that makes sense, right? Because the stones come from monsters. So maybe to make them do this stuff, you would need to include parts of certain monsters. And then we just rip off of Monster Hunter, right? Yeah, please, Joey would actually do it. Joey, if you could send Kami a picture of your meat colossus. Just make sure to give him a warning first, though. Just be like, hey, meat colossus inbound. So he doesn't get, like... he doesn't get, like, whammed by an unknown meat colossus. You know what I mean? Nobody wants that, right? Different monsters' blood makes stones react different ways. Yeah. Or, like, even if it's, like, their meat. I don't know how the meat would work. But, yeah, definitely blood. Maybe bones. Maybe bones. It would give more reason to harvest the monsters than just, like... the stones. Words are hard. I mean, I have an idea for a demon horse thing with lots of eyes. Like 7 eyes on its head and 1 on each horse shoulder. It's like a Gorgon horse, but lots of eyes. I love it. What if I harvest the monster because I'm hungry? Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it. I can't really think... I don't think there would be a lot of adverse effects to eating the monsters, maybe? Like, maybe some monsters you can eat, some monsters you can't. Maybe you have to cook certain monsters in your MRE heater that, you know, it comes out the exact same temperature it went in at. You know what I mean? We would need like a portable water filter, right? We could do 30 more streams about this stuff. There's so many things that we could do. But yeah, so like if we did a heater. Got the lights. Why not mix monster blood with crushed stone to make luxury hard items like pottery or glass items? 30 more streams. You won't. I would like to have something like put together. I can't even like edit these videos down because they're so rambly. Drops a drop of Shrieker blood on a magical stone just to watch it change color of anything it touches. So yeah, if we had like a heater, right? Maybe it's just like... But again, right, maybe we don't necessarily have like the metal we need to control the heat. Right? Like maybe magic metal can, So like if you had lots of money, you can have a bucket made of magic metal. But like I've said, magic metal also gives off fumes, right? So like, do you want magic metal in your house? So maybe your heater needs to be surrounded by something stupid. Or something. Or maybe your heater has to be like outside. And then, you know, there's like a pipe, like an actual furnace. Maybe there's like a pipe. And you have to build like a brick house around your heater so you don't burn down other people's houses. If they are in the coil is abnormally warm. So they wouldn't be getting cold in the coil. The coil, think like tropical situation in the coil. Which is another reason why people probably wouldn't be wearing like full suits, right? So you need, okay, so you have your heater full of stones. This is an extremely expensive heater, right? Because not only do you have to buy the stones, you have to pay to recharge the stones. You have to pay to have it built. You have to pay to maintain it. You have to, you're rich, so you're probably paying somebody, right, to refill it and take the stones in and out. Okay, so you have like a pipe that then goes into your house. But what if it wasn't just like an air pipe? Like, what if? Let me think. I mean, it could just work like a wood stove, but that's no fun, right? If you consume a blood type, you simply go crazy. If you infuse an item with it, it makes you go crazy. It's like it's cursed and shit. Just everybody crazy. I don't know, because I'm like, oh, we'll just cover it in water, because one, that'll help keep it cool, and then you can send the water in, you know, like a wood stove. But that's no fun. That's not fun at all. That's lame. Potential chains of runoff, magical reaction making the whole thing explode. I mean, yeah. Trying to think of how you would get the hot into the house. That's not water. I mean, I guess it'd just be like forced air at that point. I guess at some point we don't have to reinvent every single wheel. But yeah, so then you would have like your building. So maybe it's covered in water. Maybe it's covered in air. Who knows? Is this a water-cooled stove? Like it heats with the stone, but it needs a stone to cool the walls? Oh my god, he's saying Kami is me, Colossus! So double inefficient? It could be, yeah. So it kind of works like the oven. Oh yeah, I mean, that makes sense that it would work like the oven. Right? And then you would have the pressure of like hot and cold that would then force the air. Yeah, so it'd be like forced air. Yeah, so it would just be like a heater, you know. I don't know what we call it. House. We're gonna call it a house oven for now. Oven. Because it's funnier than calling it a heater. Let's see here. House oven. All right. Let's see here. Trying to think. There's one that I wanted to do and I cannot remember it. Magical stones are not uranium, no. No, but you're always treating them all as uranium. They can do more than heat shit, Robo. They can do more than heat shit and explode. I promise you. They can do more. Hold on, I gotta fix the music. Because I think this is the end. It is the end. Boop. Back to the beginning. There was something else that I wanted to do, and I can't remember it, and it's gone. Ravens know that there's fresh water. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, is that the water inside the coils, despite the air being toxic, the water inside the coils is actually fresh water and it's drinkable. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay. I had another idea for lights. I messed it up. Water. Aside from the fancy plant rate, but okay, but can they mind control small critters or give you psychic link to a small critter? Not in like a useful way, but you can now read the mind of a critter. I would say no. I would say that that's going too far with it. I will big sip though. Thank you, Joey. Should the coil's nastiness sink to the bottom or float to the top like a puddle hazard? A cannon is a big gun, that's true. So that was another thing. I actually had lights figured out, but they weren't portable lights. These would be like street lights, so we can still use the spit lamp. The magic metal pollution does leave the coil and go up because it would be warm, and real life physics still do apply in this world. So basically what happens is up above they collect, like suck in the magic metal fumes, and then they compress it, and that creates a glow, which then they can use for like street lamps and things like that, and probably for like bigger areas. I wouldn't say that, probably wouldn't go to like houses. I think houses would each have to have their own individual lighting system, but like street lamps or big businesses, theaters, that sort of situation would be compressed magic metal pollution. So they're reusing their pollution. Which is why below the coil, while it's still not a great place to live, they're not dying of pollution outside of the coil. So magic metal gas can be made to glow. Yes, if it's compressed. Yes. At the last line on this document where I was writing notes says Lucian soil ? Torturous exports poop to other countries out of fertilizer with a better name. I'm not sure why that's there, but that was a thought I had, apparently. Sounds like you could use the metal gas to power streetlights. Yeah. Alright, so the mechanism for the funny soda stream can be used to create canisters of light. Sort of, yeah. It was a topic on a stream, yes. Maybe that's why I thought of it then. I did this the other day. You guys have subconsciously put poop in my brain. I don't know how you feel about that. What else I got? Oh, there was a thought I had that magic metal takes... No magical mechs, no. Magic metal takes a stage of matter with whatever it touches. So for example, if you have a wad of magic metal, right? You have like a blob of it. And you hit it with water, like a power washer. Or just... Right, you hit it with water. Oh, you can't see that. Let me fix that for you. Right? You hit it with water. When the water hits it, this will then liquefy. And then it would hit something else. Like the ground, which is solid. So then it would turn back into a solid. I was messing around with that. Substance naturally solid. If it touches a liquid, it becomes a liquid. No explanation for turning magic metal into gas. This is my notes. So it's naturally a solid, but if you shoot it with liquid, it becomes a liquid. It goes plunk. Are there rich people who take dirt baths and coils dirt because they think it'll make them magical? I don't know, maybe. That sounds like an insane loony bin rich person thing. It literally says, no explanation for turning magic metal into gas. I mean, I would imagine maybe that's why it's off-gassing. Maybe that's why there's fumes coming off of it. Maybe because, like, maybe it needs to have a certain level of pressure. You know, like a power washer has a lot of PSI going behind it, but air just existing around it has less PSI around it. That's what I'm thinking. That's me bullshitting out my ass. That's what that is. It is Robo, that's why the air sucked. Yeah, see? Can we use it to make drugs? I have not really touched on drugs at all. I don't know if Twitch would like me touching on that on stream. If you would like to talk about fantasy substances in Discord, that's fine. I don't know. I don't think it would be an issue on Twitch, but I don't know. So, I don't know. Twitch do be weird with their stuff sometimes. I don't think they really care at certain times. But yes, I would imagine at some level that sort of thing would exist. Yes, normal pharmaceuticals are fine to talk about. So like a gas or like suspension of solids in the air. Like how you can light a cloud of non-dairy coffee. Let me ask you this question. Does it matter? It's in the air and affects mucous membranes, and it makes it hard to breathe. So, like, does it matter if it's gas or not? I'm off to bed, so have a lurk feed. Thank you, Iron Fox. Thank you for coming. How about you use a stone to, like, fuck with, like, milk, and then drinking the milk makes you hallucinate, but in a fun way. Oh, no. Well, so here's the thing, right? Well, yeah, no, maybe. Maybe. Because, like, people install these stones into their bodies, and they don't have... They're not on, like, a permanent trip. But maybe the addition of milk... Maybe the milk is what causes the trip. You know what I mean? These are weird sketches I got just sitting on my screen. Cows do not mix well with the stone. The stone rejects the cows. A truer story has never been told. Oh, that's why. One does not mix well with the stones. Okay, so we got like 10-ish minutes left of the stream, I think. Does anyone have any questions? I know you guys have a lot of questions. I'm trying my best to answer them. I promise. The changing state requires changes in energy levels of the material. Magical metal turning into gas would make surroundings cold. The other way around. It doesn't have to, though. It doesn't have to. I have many questions. Ask them, Caboose. I'll do my best. But none of them are relevant. Oh, okay. Never mind. Don't ask them, Caboose. I will not do my best. But yeah, no, like, Robo, it doesn't have to do that, though, right? It's like... Because it's it's magic at some level. Like, it doesn't have to, and we've already established, oops, sorry, Michael. We've already established that the coils aren't from our planet, our world. So they don't necessarily have to follow our same physics rules that normal stuff would, right? Why the hell would anyone want to be a miner when the rate of super death is so high? Because it's that or they starve to death. It would have been cold though. No. Nope. What if it's just not though? Like what if it doesn't? Feudalism. Nobody wants to be a miner. They have to be a miner. They're in debt. They have to pay their debts to their lords above them. There's no other jobs. The children don't yearn for it. I don't think the children would yearn for it. I think they would end up in the mines, but I don't think they would yearn for the mines. It's trust fund baby or a miner. Yeah, see? There is no in between. The children yearn for whatever gives them food. Yes. I'm trying to think if there's like yeah, no, there's literally zero glory in being a miner. Like if you can be a canary, right? There's glory there. Like there's you know, notoriety, and like even like the low tier canaries are like some level of famous, right? They're on collector's cards. They might be the common collector's cards, but they're on collector's cards, right? So like that's still better than being a miner, but you have to, you know, there's requirements to become a canary. You can't just be like, I'm a canary now. You know, you gotta have that Droktamek. You gotta work with your Droktamek. You gotta be able to get up there, kill some monsters. You know what I mean? It's rough. It's a rough life. Oh yeah, sorry Taylor. I saw your thing with the exports. So Torturous is the capital city of Charius, which is the country that the main story takes place in. The main city is Torturous. That's the city the main story takes place in. Their main exports would mostly be stones and magic metal, because not every country and not every, well, for sure not every city, but not every country has a coil. So they not only can use these exports for, you know, like these resources for themselves, but they can export it to neighboring countries, and they can export their amazing appliances at some level, right? Because you can't recharge them if you don't have a coil. So maybe, you know, maybe they will export them, but you can only use them so many times, right? Which actually makes sense, because then the price of these items would go up as demand goes up, and they would make more money off of them. What is the trade like between the surface and lowly pleasance? I wouldn't say there's trade. It's more of one's using the other as a labor force. Obviously, the above the Lucient quarters, has to supply the striking district with like food, water, supplies, things like that, because they're living in a hole, so it's not like they can just go out and, you know, they can't farm. So that has to be supplied, and then the striking district is labor. So they're the ones that are doing all the difficult, low-paying jobs that the Lucient quarters don't want to do, like miners. They live in a hole, so no sunlight. It's not complete darkness. There's holes above. So let me try to draw it for you. So you have bucket. You have, come on. So you have the surface, right? And then the coil hangs down. And, oh, wow, it's wide. Wide boy coil. And then you have a bowl, right? So this is not a solid disc. There's, you know, there's cracks and crags. There's holes. You know, where like the surface is just broken up a little bit. And then obviously there's places for like elevators to come down. So there's 4 elevators that come down around the coil. So there's holes there for the elevators to go up and down, right? So that lets some light stream in. So it's not complete darkness. It is very dark though. It's like twilight maybe during the day. And then because the Lucian quarters don't want the light pollution from down below to come up through their little holes, Strigan District is forced to use red lights. So not only do they not have like proper lighting, but they have to use like red lights to see everywhere. Because then that cuts down on the light pollution that the Lucian quarters would have to deal with from down below. So, yeah, it's mostly dark. Dark-ish. When it rains, they get all the yucky water rain from, like, above. Right? Because, like, you know, rain comes down, lands on the roads here, gets all gross, muddy boots, everything, and then just streams down the holes. Right? Like waterfalls. So then all of a sudden there's a flooding issues that happens sometimes. Be rich, don't be poor. There you go. You're catching on, Bleach. So, like, they can get water that way, and then they have to, you know, find some way to purify it a little bit here to drink it, but doing some things, I don't know the specifics, but yes, you're right. Arcus is over here writing, like, research papers about the different monsters in the coils. Yeah, so they'll get, like, waterfalls every now and then that then come down. I was thinking, like, it would make sense for this area to be the main meeting area, but I think maybe not. I think it would probably have to be, like, up here somewhere, because if all the water's gonna run down and, like, you know, like when they have like national broadcasts and stuff, you would do that in the meeting area with the holo thingy, the force ghosts, but you wouldn't want that to be right here where it could break from all the water or whatever, because then you couldn't force your propaganda upon the pores, right? That's my thought process. Has anyone tried to dig out the side and up? So there are stairs that go up. So like technically if you didn't have a pass or the ability to go on the elevator, you can walk up these stairs. And I don't have measurements. But it's a very, very, very long way. Like, it's switchback stairs for, like, it would take, my brain tells me it would take over a week to go up the stairs if, like, you're walking. Like, it's a big hole. It's a very deep hole. It's a babillion stairs. Yes, exactly. So, like, it's one of those things where it's like, you can leave anytime. We're not restricting you from leaving. Just take the stairs. But no one in their right mind is going to do that. Because not only are they not, like, they're not, like, stairs, but, like, they're just stone stairs carved out of the side of the wall. You know, there's no railing, there's no safety nets, there's no maintenance on them, right? Arcus, you don't understand. Robo is horny and doesn't know how to use Pornhub. He needs you to write about brothels. He needs you to do this for him, or he will suffer. So yeah, that's one of those things where, like, the government's like, you can leave whenever you want. Like, we're not holding you here against your will. I just got here. What's up a billion stairs and has brothels? So there's you gotta take a billion stairs down to get to where the brothels are, which is down here. You gotta work for your post-nut clarity. He's getting the mallet. Does the staircase have a cool name? It should have a cool name. I don't have a cool name for it. It should have a cool name, though. I would enjoy it having a cool name. Okay, but I will allow one more question if someone has it. Otherwise, I'm gonna look for somebody to raid, and then we'll wrap this up. So, lots of people online today. Huh? We should raid Nier. That'd be funny. Hey V, how's your? Oh, thanks for asking, Bleach. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't like a great day. It wasn't a bad day though. It was a day. I feel like I want to raid someone playing Content Warning. I haven't seen anyone actually play that game yet. It looks really funny. Not that guy though. He's got too many viewers. Would squirrel suits be viable for spies invading other squirrel suit? Like dressed as a... Is that a name for something, or do you mean an actual squirrel? Oh, like a flying wingsuit? Okay, a wingsuit. Okay, I thought you meant... Okay. I was like, in my head, I was like a man in a furry suit trying to break into the coil. Yeah. I guess I could see you jumping off the edge and like kind of flying to a spot where you can maybe wiggle your way in. I don't know if that would be the smartest situation without a lot of research to be able to find a way in from the outside. Right? You know what I mean? Like, cause it's like an upside down mountain. So like just cause you're slapped up against the side doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be able to get in. Now that's not saying you can't get in. There might be places where you can, but not necessarily everywhere. I mean, spies usually just want to get in and get to their contact. I mean, you could use it to get down. I don't know how you would get up. I guess that would be what you would have to figure out, is how you would get back up. Glad I'm not a spy. Now, I will say I'm not, I will say there is perhaps countries that would very much be interested in sneaking into another country's coils and examining and maybe taking some info and other things from one coil to another. And maybe each coil is just a little bit different. Who would know? Maybe they're not all exactly the same. You know? Maybe each country's coil is a little different. Maybe some countries have coils in multiples. Like make it fall into the cave. I mean that would be trying to like blow up a base of a mountain. So like I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it would take a lot of explosives and a lot of really plunge their meat colossus into the depths of the strange coil. Jesus, I did not need to read that. Tectonic shifting could eventually cause it. Yeah, that's true. I don't necessarily know if in the 1500s, I don't know, if there would be technology to cause such a massive explosion to drop an entire mountain type situation. Because the coils are like, I've decided this 1 second. No magic nukes. No. No. That's too far. All of the gunpowder. Every single piece of gunpowder it would take to blow up a mountain. Right? Magic nuke. What's with boys and nukes? So what happens if you touch a stone from another coil's to this one's coil stone? That's a very good question, Joey. Nitroglycerin was discovered in 1847. Well, that's 300 years after this situation. So... Masculine urge to blow shit up. For real, for real. On God. Okay, let's find somebody streaming. If you guys have any questions, feel free to dump them in the Discord in the Miners Common area, and I can answer them there too. Which honestly might be easier because then it's in text. Alright. Wow, a lot of 0 viewers here, guys. Oh, because I'm searching low to high one. We got to stream earlier next time. Yeah. We'll do another one of these soon. I really enjoy doing them. I was sad we haven't been able to do one in a while because I was trying to get caught up on all the charity rewards and stuff. So the next couple weeks we'll probably have more art streams and probably a little less gaming streams. After you finish the stream, start another one right after. If I wasn't sleepy, I totally would. But I'm sleepy. So I won't. Let's see here. Suna, who did you say? Kind of like a world building stream. Totally my jam. Yeah. If you feel like listening to me rant for another like 10 hours, there's more world building streams on my VOD channel. I can pull it up for you. It's a lot of rambling, but they're there. Give me a moment. I have a playlist, I think. Oh, he means yeah, right? Is she streaming? Hold on, let me find my playlist. I have it. It's here. Record. World building. Give me the link. No, give me the link. Butthole. Link. I don't know. I want beautiful playlist. Thank you. Here we go. This is the world building playlist. It's Rava Wrath TV. Alright, I will look them up. But yes, that is the link to the world building playlist. So this one will be in there soon. But yeah, it's quite a few hours. Oh my god, my brain. Okay, there we go. I gotta mute. Okay. Where are they playing? Rainbow Six? Alright, we're raiding. We're raiding, kids. I'm gonna give them a follow so I can use my thingy and be lazy. Where is it? Alright, we're raiding. We're gonna raid Rava Wrath. We're going in. We're going in, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I will be streaming tomorrow morning again. We'll do a Zatsudan, so we'll probably just talk about what happened tonight and like maybe things that are going on in my life and things like that. And things going on with your life. So that will be tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. So I will see you guys then. Have a great night. And bye-bye!